She's a fantasy. Sha-na-na-na-na, oh-oh. Sweet as a harmony. Sha-na-na-na-na, oh-oh. She's a mystery. Sha-na-na-na-na, oh-oh. This heart with ecstasy.
Good afternoon all. Very happy to be here today. Right, 15 years. I've not prepared a speech. I thought I'd just share one thought. Right? I've always liked scenes. But always I've been inspired by the US Navy SEALs. We all know what a US Navy SEAL stand for? Yes? Yes or no? No. So it's an elite group within US military, right? They take up this role to perform critical missions as part of the military force in the US, right? Very light. They take up very high risk missions like hostage rescue or demolitions underwater or counter-terrorism and so on. Very high risk ones, right? So I read a book recently to understand. I'm audible as my voice echoing. Audible. I read a book on how a candidate actually transforms into a Navy SEAL, because a person, if he has to perform such a critical mission, right, like counter-terrorism or whatever it is, it's very difficult, right? So I read a book to understand how a normal candidate transforms into a person who can do such critical missions. Okay? I'll share a few things that I like in that training journey. So when a candidate enrolls into the SEAL training program, they undergo a lot of rigorous challenges, right? A series of non-stop challenges which will test not only their physical fitness but their determination, their teamwork, their resilience, their grit and so on. And all these under extremely pressure situations, right? So I was just going through on one particular training program which happens over a week for them. That week is aptly called the week, heavy week, okay? They undergo challenges like you just can't imagine, right? They need to do boat drills, they need to carry heavy weights, they need to swim underwater for 15 meters, continuously underwater, right? So the candidates will be pushed to the limit to see if they can survive under such situations, right? So what are these training programs intended for? Right? It's carefully designed. So what are these intended for? Mainly two things that I want to call out. One is they learn a very critical lesson of failures are not end, right? It's a part of our journey. So you need to learn from our failures, get back on our feet immediately, learn from the failures and move on in our journey. Very critical one. Second most important one that they teach or we learn or the SEAL learns is one cannot succeed without teamwork, right? You cannot perform individually and taste success. You need to work with your team. Leave no one behind. Gets deeply ingrained in their DNA. That's what makes them really successful, right? Let us take a pause now. Think about the same in identity context. Romba close in the identity. It's not very different, right? Why? Why do you think it's very close? Every interviews, we can ask the freshers. 1 round, 3 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds. Done by whom? Very strong people who look like terrorists. They come, they say that they are tech specialists and they interview, right? Very tough 5 interviews, you clear all that, you are happily get an employee ID, come to the office. What happens next? Series of chambers, self-torture, like, engagements are given. First chamber, mother is there. 5 tech projects. What else you need to do? Karthik is making fun that I am giving one-liner requirement and I am asking them to complete it in a day. Think of mother. How many engagements has he given like that? Right? High pressure. So people find they finish it. They think that okay, we are all done, happily get to the project. What happens next? They say to the next chamber, who's there? Rajesh. Ma'am, again a terror. Yes or no? Yes? Goes on and on and on, non-stop. Very tough, right? Why is it done that way? We need to learn to get to work on not only the tech skills but also the soft skills, which is very tough to acquire, right? So when they give the programs or the challenges or the projects, they prepare us to ensure that when we get on a project, the demo fails, the code fails, whatever it is, we own up the mistakes. We don't blame others. We own up, work as a team, roll up our sleeves, clear the mess together, right? So when I read the book, actually I felt ours is no different or no less than what machines undergo, right? So if there is 1 or 2 lessons that we can learn from the SEAL program and apply it, it will be very good, right? All of us feel that. I wanted to share this one thing, right? Tech skills, like what physical skills, all that is a doable thing. But what we need to focus on is the inner drive, the grit, the determination, the will to survive, go on with the journey, come what may. Do not leave the team behind, right? That skill is what matters the most. And that skill cannot be taught by anybody else. They cannot give a book, make you read. That's for us to grow, to nurture, to get better at it every day. That note is what I wanted to share at this moment. And if we all master it, we'll master our life. It will not only help us with the career, it will help us with our personal life in the overall holistic life, right? One more small note. If we do that, and we will do that, Murali's pressure will definitely become a hope that will come true. Yes? And we will make it.
Yes.
Yes? Thank you. That's what I wanted to share. And on a lighter note, I thought I'd look at Murali and ask the famous Rajini dialogue. Murali, party start pannalama in the party. Okay? But we have an important person to come and share his views here. So we'll delay the next recreational event for a few minutes. Should I invite?